South Jetty Road, Florence, Oregon. You have to go across the bridge, through the woods, past Grandma's house. South of the bridge, top of the hill, take a right to the dunes, South Jetty Road. So all the information I can give you, otherwise we'd have to eliminate you. This is the sand dunes up here. This is the most popular part of the sand dunes in Florence, Oregon. I do not have to pay when I come in here because I have the Oregon Pacific Coast Passport, $35 a year. Now they raised this to $10 every time you come in here. Throughout the whole state of Oregon. It used to be $5, now it's $10. Watch out for the potholes. There's lots of them. Because you get a lot of big trucks pulling ATVs coming in here and they create all these potholes. It's easy beach access down here also. There's like 6 or 7 parking lots on a long 5 or 6 mile road. And it's easy to go to the beach from down here if your family's going down here. There is also a shipwreck down here, but it only appears like once every 10 years. True story. It's several feet below the sand on the beach, and you got to look it up where it is. I think it's parking lot 3 or 4. But you got to wait until the tide turns over every 10 years, and then like 3 foot of the shipwreck comes above ground. It's pretty cool. Look up on Google the Oregon coast hidden shipwrecks. There's several of them from Brookings to Astoria that you can look at. Another thing you want to watch out for here is the speed bumps. They added them about 3 years ago, and they're annoying as all get out. Here's one. Well, this ain't one. This is just them trying to fix the road. Right here, see, they're pretty tall, actually. So you got to watch the speed bumps. Speed bumps are bad for your car. I don't care if you got a truck that's 4 foot off the ground, it's bad for that too. Speed bumps are real bad. It's the dumbest invention on planet Earth. A lot of people living in their vehicles come down here and spend all day down here. And then they try to go into town to find some place to live on the side of the street. It's a beautiful area. A lot of eagles, hawks, osprey in the springtime, early summer. A lot of ducks, a lot of deer. I've seen fox down here, raccoons, I've seen coyotes. There's a ton of coyotes down here. The sand dunes go from Florence, Oregon. See, this is all sand. The sand dunes go from Florence, Oregon, all the way to Coos Bay, 50 miles south. Look at that. I've been here 23 years. I know everything about this place. Right there's a hawk or an eagle, see it? That was a hawk, a big, huge hawk. They got black bears down here, yeah. I don't see them too often. You see them more at nighttime. If you love to ride a bicycle, this is a dream place here. There's hardly any traffic. It's like a dream road for a local cyclist. And I see they got these parking lots. Here's parking lot number 2. And every parking lot has a trail going up the hill to the down to the beach. See there? The trail going up. Every parking lot has that. See what the wind does, the big mounds of sand sitting there? Now the grass there is not natural. It was planted by a guy, I believe in the 1970s. He was a mayor or something, or a commissioner of this Lane County, and he came out here. You can look him up. And he planted all this grass all up and down here with volunteers over several years. And then it starts growing itself, you see. So that's how this grass actually got here, because he had a theory. If there's a tsunami, they're trying to stop the water before it reaches down to town, you see, into the town along the Siuslaw River. Well, I guess we'll never know until a tsunami actually hits. There's a guy living in a van, or in a bus. There's the parking lot number 3, another one, see? And this will take you all the way down to the Siuslaw River. And you can walk out on the jetty if you want to, or you can walk out on the beach. That big, huge dune, the sand dune there. It is illegal to ride your ATVs in here. I've seen guys try to ride in this grass, and like magic, the police instantly show up and give you like a $500 ticket. I'm not making that up. But those guys should have known better. There's signs all over, don't ride on the grass. So they took a chance and had to pay $500. That'll ruin your weekend. Parking lot number 4. I don't recommend coming to 4 and 5 because, see, there's no cars here. There's no porta potty. But the reason is because people on drugs, it used to be real bad about 10 years ago, people on drugs will bust out your window and try to steal from you. Look at the sand, almost has that sign completely covered. It wasn't covered last year. That's what the beach does. If there was no maintenance here, those signs would be under the sand within a couple years. So if you got stuff you want to stay in parking lot 1, 2, or 3. They used to have the volunteer ex-highway patrol, I think it was. There goes a squirrel. They would come down here with a fake car. I mean, this was like 15 years ago. And they would put something in the back seat and leave the doors open and stuff, or even lock the doors. And they would wait in the bushes to see if the crackheads would bust the windows, and they would. They'd show up and bust the windows. And then they'd be going to jail. And they'd have the whole thing on camera. They were hidden in the bushes. Because when you catch one of those guys, those window busty guys, they usually go up and down the coast and do 20 or 30 spots. So you're preventing like 30 crimes by catching one guy. And then they take the stuff like to the Coos Bay pawn shop and try to get money out of it. Or down to Eugene if they want to. Now me, I just come out, I just catch a couple wild coyotes and then throw them in the back seat of my car before I go to the beach. See, this is parking lot number 5. See? And the Siuslaw River has been right over here alongside of us the whole time. I mean, you can hike over to it. And the further down you go here, the closer the river gets to you. It's an incredibly interesting area. Now, I've been here 23 years, so I talked to a lot of old timers that were born and raised here. And they tell me stories about going to the beach on the weekends in like their 1940 cars, and there was no road, it was a dirt road or just solid mud And you would have to drive through the mud to get down here on a good day. Well, you can look up, like in the 1930s and the 1940s, some of Highway 101 never even existed. Like, you can get on 101 now in Canada and drive to San Diego all the way on 101. Up by Seattle or Astoria on the Washington side, you can drive all the way to San Diego on 101. All the way through Washington, or Oregon, California, all the way down. Take as long as you want. And that road never even existed like 70 years ago. I mean, not all the way. There was some parts that didn't have a road. A lot of people come out here to go crabbing. I'll show it to you. They got all this new wood here. This wasn't here last time. Oh, they're still putting it up, I see. This wasn't here last time. Now this is a great parking lot to come. Here's a guy living in a van out here. It's a great parking lot to come and catch crab with your family, because it got a huge dock here. Most people don't know about this place. And they do have a toilet here. See that dock way down there? And it's good fishing here too. If you just want to fish off the dock, you got a better chance of catching salmon down here because it's closer to the ocean down here. Or closer to the rocks and the jetty, I should say. So I've seen 3 people living in vans so far, see? Here's a 4th one right up here. I mean, if I was living in a van, I'd stay here all day long. I'd be living down here every day, 365 days a year. Also, there's a plaque, a monument there. Something like 23 gray whales washed up in this area, like in the 1970s, I think. So there's the river right there. We're here now, see? 23 gray whales just washed up and died on the shore, and nobody knows why. I'm sure it had something to do with a military exercise of some kind that they didn't want to tell, you know, the American public, obviously. There's the moon up there. Whenever you come down here, the moon's always right there. No matter, it doesn't matter what time of day it is. It hangs out. The moon hangs out at the beach. I'm telling you. And then, you know, right on the other side is the North Jetty. There's someone fishing in a boat out there. We got a lot of fishermen out here. Well, right now they're trying to catch salmon. It's salmon season right now. See there, and they're I think I'll go walking around and look at stuff. Sayusla River south of Jetty. They got a lot of surfers that come down here. See, they're out there fishing, see. There's one down there, 2, 3. There's one up the river, 4. There's probably 20 down there when closer you get to the ocean. It's really low tide right now because usually the river is hitting these rocks up here. So the fact that I can even see sand down here is pretty. That means it's a really low tide. All these rocks were brought in by the Army Corps of Engineers. Thanks to the Army, once again. Yeah, they're out there trolling for salmon, real slow. This pole has been here for 23 years since I've lived here. Just thought you'd like to know that. Now you can bring a fishing pole down here and try your luck right off these rocks as long as you got a license. See this huge driftwood on top of the rocks? During the winter storms, I mean, this stuff will come up over the rocks onto up here. That's how high the water will get here. There's the waves. Surfers come here all the time during the summer. May 1st, September 30th. Beach closed to all motor vehicles. If you have lost an energy monster drink, I found it. Yeah, this is a long walk to the beach all the way down here. That's why I suggest just go to parking lot 1, 2, or 3. And it's easy beach access. You don't have to do all this walking. Look at all these huge drift. You know how much power the water has to move these all the way to the top like this? It's incredible. Someone's got a campfire going down here. I can smell it. And over there is the North Jetty side, the Coast Guard Tower. Right there, an osprey. That's not an eagle, it's an osprey. Someone has a campfire burning right here. And there's no one around. Maybe it's these people over here. There's the beach down there. Look at all that driftwood. And 90% of it's buried under the sand in the summer like this. This is the middle of August, 2025. You can hear the buoy in the background here. Siuslaw River, Florence, Oregon. Look at that crashing right in here. That's just a tiny little one, believe me. That's nothing. You ought to come down here in January when they're having a storm. Look, there's been some hippies here. Peace and love, bro. Okay, I'm going to end the video right here. It's a huge beach. In the winter, the water's all the way from down there all the way up hitting the grass during the winter. It is quite fascinating to be down here during one of the major storms. All right, thanks for watching the video, whoever the heck you were.